I've been thinking about something a lot because I feel like I'm a spiritual person. I feel like I really do make a conscious effort to live a certain kind of way, to see the world as a mystery, to see the people I interact with as a mystery in the beautiful kind of sense, in a sense that kind of invokes a quality of like, oh my God, like this person and me, we're here sharing this crazy experience. It's all temporary, yet happening in some kind of eternity. So, in spirituality to me, spiritual practice to me, a lot is it's about learning to stop identifying with the things that we falsely think is who we are. And these false accusations of ourselves, these false identities that we attach onto, cause a lot of suffering in our lives and cause a lot of what the Hindus call karma. It entangles us into this web of karma that is ultimately it's not real. It's not the true essence of reality. It's not the true essence of who you are. It's not the true essence of your experience here in this temporary world. And as you develop spiritual practice and discipline, you start to like chip away at yourself. You start to chip away at yourself and seek out a core and seek out an essence, and you come to all kinds of realizations. Many people have different conclusions even. But this process, I feel like, is so depressing in a way. Do you feel like that ever? Like that, like spirituality in a way is depressing. And I get that, like for me actually, the real spiritual moments I've had in my life, like the gut-wrenching, intuitive clarity of my purpose in the universe that transcends my little life and all of that. I've had a couple of these moments in life. And in those moments, they're so intense to even deny, as far as like them being divine and my life being divine and your life being divine. Like these flashes of epiphanies that hit us sometimes throughout life, where we're just like, oh my God, like this is an incredible experience and a deeply spiritual one that I am just found myself in naturally. This earth has just birthed me by some mysterious magic that can be traced back to something that scientists call the Big Bang. I love Terence McKenna used to say, "Give us one free miracle and we'll explain the rest," because the origins of everything is a mystery. We can only measure the data that happened after, or that happened that we can measure and see. But I don't know. I feel like I'm just constantly being brought back to like this nostalgic sadness. Like my constant state is more of like this nostalgic sadness of like remembering the good times. Like I feel like I'm living in like a movie flashback that's just like, sad. Just thinking about all the good times. Like where did all those moments go in my life? All the simple things, the simple times. And I feel like spirituality is constantly bringing me to it helps me, I guess, like identify. Maybe I'm just again identifying wrongly, and that's why I get sad sometimes, because I don't know. But it just feels like in Peru, the shamans that I spent some time with, they call this la purga, which means the purge, and this means that you're like purging out these traumas and these things that you hold in for your lives, And this is kind of like what I was saying earlier, when we falsely identify as like, we think that the things that happen to us in life are us. So we take these qualities as our personality traits, This happened to me, so now I'm this type of person because how could I get over such a traumatic experience, So I'm just a shell shock of what could have been. And society has this idea of like the new year, the new start, and so many of us start like New Year's resolutions, and it's like this kind of symbolic thing that none of us actually ever go through with. But in a strange way, that's just like we can start anytime. We can restart anytime. Any moment can be that fresh beginning. And spiritual practice kind of reveals that to us. But I don't know, like the purge. I've not been able to get rid of the purge fully, I guess, and it just feels like the deeper I get into my spiritual practice, the sort of happier I get, and the more content I get in life, and the more content I get about my own self, and the more clarity I get, and dropping the bullshit, dropping my petty emotional outbursts of sadness or lust or egotism or any of these lower qualities that typically drive me. I can use prayer or mantra or breath or focusing on being present in the moment, like Ram Dass says, to be here now, and sort of transcend those things temporarily. But yeah, I don't know. I just find that like there's just something sad about it. No matter what, like it's always just brought to like, because even the realization, like, yeah, we are all one, we are all God experiencing itself, but there's just like this bittersweet quality that I just can't get over, and I can't even articulate it. I guess like the point of this video is just like a call out for help to see if anybody else feels this way, And I'm like, I don't know, I feel like I understand like all the hippie cliches of Satchitananda and how existence is actually bliss and all that stuff, and just chant and be happy and all that kind of stuff. But like, I don't know, I feel like there is just like this quality of existence that just the fact that we're alive and it's all temporary has this like, I'm not sure if sad or depressing is the right word, but I guess like bittersweet is the thing, because like all these beautiful moments I've had in my life, no matter, they're all going to come to an end. Everything I love is going to come to an end. Every person I love is going to come to an end. Every beautiful moment I have is going to come to an end. And I mean, equally the suffering and all that stuff's going to come to an end. But like, it's just like these realizations of your temporary nature, it just keeps me in like such a, not like a why type of thing, but it's just like a, damn. It's beautiful, but at the same time, it's kind of sad. I don't even know what I'm trying to say, I feel like 5-MeO, DMT, ayahuasca, isolation, fasting, these things are like the most spiritual experiences that a person can have. But like, you just have to let go of so much pain. You have to let go of so much pain, and like, there's always more pain to let go of. There's just infinite lifetimes that we just have to cleanse ourselves of. So I don't know. Maybe spiritual practice is just like feeling it and release, feel and release, catch and release, catch and release. And it's this constant teeter-tottering, Because people think spirituality is all about like enlightenment, love and light, and all these kind of like, again, hippie cliches. But man, is it bittersweet and depressing in some of these moments, and you don't see people highlight those, because I feel like these moments, at least in my spiritual path, have been more prominent and more present than those mountain peaks. I forget who said it. I think maybe it was Alan Watts who said, "The only Zen you're gonna find at a mountaintop is the Zen you brought with you." But like, yeah, I don't know, You do get those moments of the peaks where you do understand, and there is no questioning, and there is no desire, and it's just like, this is, I actually asked for this, Those epiphanies, those flashes, you realize I asked for this, and, I'm working something out. This is like a cosmic school, a spiritual school. And maybe not everyone has those thoughts, but, I feel like that. And in those moments, that gives me the clarity to sort of like ride these sad waves out, where I'm like, okay, yeah, I understand, because at the end of the day, it is actually something very crazy and something way bigger than I think it is. And I'm a part of something. I'm a part of something. I'm a part of something. And knowing I'm a part of something bigger than all of this, the chaos of my own little silly life is, yeah, I guess those are the moments in which we have the purge for. We have the purge to get those moments of stillness, those moments of relaxation, those moments where we are actually the universe and there's no separation, and we do understand, like, oh wait, everything that's happening is actually me. I'm again falsely identifying, and I guess that's my own problem. I guess that's probably the root of all this stuff, of all me identifying with my, because now I'm just identifying with my purges, right? I don't know, but do you guys feel this in your practice? I don't know why people don't talk about this. It's interesting. It's an interesting thing, you know? I mean, definitely in the shamanic circles, there's a lot of heavy dropping. A lot of heavy dropping your stuff off, you know? Just constantly just dropping all of these walls we built up, knocking them down and dropping these heavy emotional armor, this emotional armor that we just been weighing us down through life. Yeah, there's many layers. There's many layers, baby. Check this out. You ready? This is just to drift us into a different layer for us, just a brief moment. Thank you. Yes, I'm a professional flute player when I'm not having panic attacks on YouTube. So anyways, you guys, my name is Dakota Wint. You can follow me on Facebook, here on YouTube, and click notifications so you don't miss videos when I post them. And what else? Instagram, also Dakota Wint. Twitter, all that kind of stuff. I got deleted off TikTok for talking about psychedelics, so I don't know if I'll be on there again, but... And keep on opening the free world and keep on keeping on.